let's make lemonade. Let's go to work.
That's the signal! Go, 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 go! It's beautiful! Mother Nature just pissed her pants, dude!
Wake up and hit the ground running. It's The Rush, presented by Willis Auto, with Travis Justice and Ross Peterson bringing you raw, unfiltered, and unapologetic talk about sports, life, and everything else that matters. No filter, no fluff, just The Rush.
Happy May Day, everybody. Welcome to the Rush Radio Show,
May
powered
Day.
by Willis Automotive. It's going to be a great weekend to buy a car, so start your buying journey at willisauto.com. If you're in the mood for a Land Rover, up to $10,000 off remaining 2025 models with fresh Land Rover inventory arriving weekly. If you're listening on the audio stream at therushradio.com, the Rush Radio Android app, or the TuneIn app, thank you so much. Watching on YouTube, hello. Hit that subscribe button. Give this video a like. And, of course, leave your comments in the comment section. The phone lines are open on this May Day, 515-517-2303, and follow us on our social media channels. Ross, I'm old school. Give me a styrofoam cup, a poor man's trail mix, and a pipe cleaner as a handle, and I'm good to go on May Day, buddy.
Love it. Love it. I wouldn't have considered it May Day. Yeah, I forget. Hooray, hooray. It's the 1st of May. Outdoor screwing begins today.
Outdoor screwing begins today.
Isn't that how that goes? Isn't that the
I
May
think
Day?
so.
Isn't that what
Maybe.
you kids used to say when you'd run around at May Day? You'd sit down in the May Day basket and thought that was how that went. Maybe I'm wrong. No, it's El Camino. El Camino. The front is like a car. The back is like a truck. The front is where I drive. The back is where I El Camino. El Camino.
We talk about this
songs.
every May Day, but it is one of the great lost traditions in American society when kids would put together a May Day basket, and they may do it at school still, but we used to go in our neighborhood and just, basically drop really bad candy and a styrofoam cup and hit the doorbell and ring. It was ring and run, but we left a gift.
Popcorn. There was usually popcorn in the May basket. We still
Some
have
peanuts,
we have a neighbor
M&Ms.
that used to drop off May baskets. I wonder if the kids will get one today. It's been a while. The only people that did it in my neighborhood were your relatives. So I don't know. Was it a Catholic thing? We've had this conversation before.
I don't think it's a religious thing. I don't even know where the tradition started. And now you can't even do it because, people probably have a sign in their besides no soliciting, but hey, my kid's got a peanut allergy. Don't be leaving any peanuts around. So, you got to be careful of what you even, leave at the door anymore. So,
Yeah, good point.
yeah. Big plans this weekend? It's Friday. I'm glad that I'm looking forward to the weekend.
I have, yes, I have a big, busy weekend ahead of me. Real estate is popping, which has been an awesome thing. I was just put a house on the market as we were. That's what I was doing this morning.
I know. Ross and I didn't talk. He got on really early. Like, oh, Ross is here early. We're going to talk. He goes, how you doing? We test. Okay. I'll see you later. I got to work.
I was plugging
He was in
in
his
some
element.
information.
And I know Ross, he can go off on squirrels. I'm like, I'm going to let him work because if he doesn't focus right now, he may not focus in an hour.
With the listing stuff, it's pretty. I've done it enough now that it's pretty easy. It only took me about 15, 20 minutes data input stuff. But anyway, got a fun night planned for tomorrow night. For Christmas, I bought Courtney tickets to the Funny Bone. One of her favorite comedians is coming to town this weekend. Drew Lynch. You know Drew Lynch? And has a stutter. Anyway, he's a funny guy, and he'll be he's coming to town, and so we're going with Dusty and Luann. Gonna go have some fun. Maybe do some axe throwing, Trav. Who knows? Who knows what tonight's gonna bring us?
That would be awesome just to stop out there and see him. That would be super, super cool.
I think that we might go try to do that tonight. So I don't know. We're going to the early show. Last night we were thinking of you at dinner.
When I go to comedy shows, I actually like the early show because I like getting my night done early. But let's just get it done with and go. That way you don't get out at like 11 o'clock going, oh, now I got to go home and go to bed. Hell, I have a hard time staying up past 8 o'clock anymore. I made it to 10 last night, which was good.
Look at you! Wow.
Yes. I'm trying to get so I don't wake up, right? If I go to bed at like 7 or 8, then 2 o'clock in the morning, I'm like, oh, I should. So now I'm just trying to power through till like 9:30, 10 o'clock, and I've been able to do it. My wife last night.
You came up at dinner last night.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we went up to Louis' Wine Dive up the road here, and they're having a big special on bottles of wine. So we're looking at the bottles of wine.
Yeah, you dick. You're a dick, by the way. Because I posted bottles of wine last week from Costco that had the name Justice on it. Okay, now you get what I'm talking about.
I forgot.
You might have thought I forgot about this comment. So Costco has.
I'm a dick.
Costco has these bottles of wine. The label is Justice. The name of the wine. It's a cab from I think Napa Valley, and they're selling it for like $60. And I just posted, I said, no, Anjanette and I do not have a vineyard. And if we did, we would not charge $60 for a bottle. And you fire off right away. Yes, he would. And he would tell you about supply and demand and the aging process. And he would totally just take you for as much money as you possibly could get. And I'm like, man, Roscoe doesn't even have my back.
Oh, only in public do I make fun of you. Privately,
okay.
Yeah, I think Shipley posted something. He was like, "Oh man, you wouldn't charge us $60 a bottle, yeah, or something like that." I'm like, "Which guy are you talking about? Talking about my dude? My dude's gonna make his money."
No, I mean, I have no problem with people making a profit. I really don't. Having toured several vineyards and wineries, I mean, the only reason bottles cost a lot is the aging process, which I get. It happens in bourbon, it happens in scotch, because the longer it sits there, the less time you have to make money off of that. And just the popularity of a wine. I mean, you'll have some wines that were, what was Pappy Van Winkle? Remember that picture that's from Central City Liquors?
Yeah.
It was like, it's like sitting
$28
there.
or something.
Yeah,
ridiculous.
$28, and the Templeton Rye is like the rare one, and now it became this. I think it was just from interns. Remember when Vaughn and Owen Wilson were like, the Pappy Van Winkle. We're going to have the Pappy Van Winkle. And all of a sudden it just skyrockets in price.
That's a fun movie.
I love that
That's
movie.
a fun one. Yeah.
But yeah, $60 bottle of wine. I don't, even when I go to Italy, I don't buy $60 bottle of wine. I usually look for that $18 to $22 bottle for something good, and if I just have an everyday wine, I'm talking like $8.99, $10 a bottle. So
Courtney, we saw they had Chianti on the menu.
yeah,
And Courtney's like, "Oh, Travis and Anjanette rave about this. We should get the Chianti." It was the one bottle they were sold out of.
and you have to be careful with the Chianti because there's the Chianti region, but you really kind of want the Chianti Classico region, which you would know by having a black rooster on it. That comes from a very specific geographical area that is only known as Chianti Classico. And you probably want the DOCG label on there as well, which says that it's authentic.
Who would buy one that didn't have the DOCG label on it or the black rooster? I mean, what is this? Goodwill? Huh?
I'm just giving some pointers, advice, and I would say this: what people don't really understand is what you pair your wine with. Look at we're doing Sommelier Friday is what we're doing, folks.
There you go.
A Chianti is really good with red meat, right? You want to have that with kind of a heavier meal. If you just get it as a drinking wine, you're probably going to go, God, I don't like this.
I did a steak. I did a steak last night, and is that still the thing you're supposed to do? This is how dumb I am. Is it red wine with red meats, white wine with white meat? If you're gonna have fish or chicken, have a white wine. If you're gonna have a steak, have red wine.
That's pretty safe. That's pretty safe, especially the fish. You'd probably go with a white. And everybody's saying, now, Travis is proving Ross correct. Just because I go off on this, you can still find a decently priced Chianti Classico. Now, when you get to the Chianti Classico Grand Reserve or the Grand Selezione or the Reserva, then it gets a little more pricey. Stop it. Stop looking at me like that. I don't. So what kind of wine did you get?
What did we end up getting? Courtney, do you remember what we got last night?
Get a
I
Pinot.
think she's back asleep.
That's fine. That's fine.
Yeah. A red wine. We had a red wine. That's what it was.
Good.
What was it? Oh, Malbec.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Not bad. Not a bad selection at all. So you're going to the comedy club tonight. My wife last night, she goes, hey, when I get home from work today, do you want to go on a walk? And I'm like, no, I don't want to go on a walk. I want to go see The Devil Wears Prada. The Devil Wears Prada 2 comes out tonight. I'm in touch with my feminine side. I loved The Devil Wears Prada 1. I've watched it probably 20 times. 20 times. And I'm like, I want to go to a movie theater. I haven't been to a movie theater in over a year, maybe 2 years. And I want to go see The Devil Wears Prada 2. And my wife is like the dude in the family. She's like, no, I don't like it. I'm like, well, I've been waiting for this. I've been sharing the trailers online. I want to go see this movie. She goes, it'll be streaming in like 3 weeks. Can we just wait for that? And I'm like, no, I want to go to the theater. I want to get popcorn. I want to sit down. I want to watch Anne Hathaway, Meryl Streep. And she just looks at me like I'm crazy. Absolutely crazy. And you're looking at me like I'm crazy too. So
after we finished our Malbec,
you had a port?
I had 2 amazing ports. They had a 10-year and a 20-year. They were awesome.
I bet that 20-year wasn't cheap.
And then I called Flag. We were walking out of there and we wanted to talk conspiracy theories, so I called Flag up. This is great. I totally forgot about this. So he commented. I'm like, hey man, what's going on? He's like, oh, nothing. I'm at a bar with Scott. Dude just got knocked out. Scott's going over to make sure he's okay.
He got knocked out because he was drunk, or he got like physically knocked out?
Well, the guy got physically knocked out because he was threatening somebody. Because these are my friends. Flag's like, yeah, he said something about going to get a gun. Some dude just knocked him out. Scott's going over to make sure. I'm like, dude, get out of there. We're fine. What are you talking about? You coming over? No. And I actually said, yeah, we're coming over. We're driving over. I'm like, no. Actually, I circled the block. I'm like,
You want me to grab my 9mm? I'm going to go home, grab my 9mm. I'll give you some backup. Oh, man.
Yeah, no,
dude.
Scott's going over to make sure he's okay.
Hey, man, you okay? Damn. I don't know if I've ever been into a bar where I've seen anybody get knocked out. I try to avoid. Yeah, I'm not. Well, you know me and people anyway. I don't like really being around people that much anyway. So yeah. And what time of the night was this? What time of the night was the guy knocked out? If you say like 8 o'clock, I'm like, that's pretty early to get knocked out.
Like 7:30.
Knocked out at 7:30.
It was pretty early in the night. Let me see what time that phone call happened yesterday.
That's
it was 8:03. Yeah, so 8:03.
That's pretty early to get knocked out. Pretty early for your night to come to an end. And something tells me the guy's night didn't come to an end. He's like, comes back to
exactly right. That's exactly what happened. You say, man, that's a rough night, rough way for your night to come to an end. No, that's called a reset.
I feel great.
My man had 2 Thursday nights.
My jaw hurts a little bit, but man, let's belly up to the bar and give me a Jim Beam.
I kind of forgot about that old sequence of events. That was funny.
I don't know if I could hang with your friends. Matter of fact, I know I couldn't hang with your friends. They would find me to be lame. Your friends would find me to be lame.
I think my friends love you. My friends
That's
really,
great.
Yeah,
but they would be like, that's it? Yeah. That's it? That's all you're going to give? That's all you got? Oh, man. A little scare for the Indiana Fever last night. Yes, it's WNBA season, and with Caitlin Clark sitting out most of last year, we're probably going to follow her a little closely this year. Ross, she played last night in the third quarter. She was fouled by Alana Smith from the Dallas Wings. Didn't give her space on a shot. She came down, landed directly on her kneecap. You ever fall on your kneecap? What is it about the kneecap? That is so. The kneecap, second only to getting hit in the balls, falling on your kneecap may be one of the most painful things there is.
Yeah, you're right about that. I feel like Achilles, whenever your Achilles is hurting, you know what I mean? You get that's a weird hurt. The funny bone thing that happens. You know what I mean? When you hit your funny bone and your arm, like it feels super funky. You're like, ah. But yeah, your kneecap is when you fall on that. Oh man. Oh, dude, I slid on the ice one time and did that. Went straight down and had lunch with me and like threw lunch. You know, like, oh. And you get up and you have to walk like you've never walked before.
That was, you just did a great Caitlin Clark impersonation from last night. That's what she was doing.
I've even seen the video.
I mean, she was walking exactly like that. You're like, oh, this is bad. This is bad. Preseason game. She got hurt, but she walked it off, went to the free throw line, and then they pulled her out of the game immediately. Now, she left the game. She scored 21 points last night. She played like 16 minutes. Aaliyah Boston didn't play last night. Lexi Hull didn't play last night. Indiana got beat again in a preseason game, but you know, we're going to be watching Caitlin Clark closely just because of the injury she had last year. And she says she's going to handle the ball less this year because they want to try to keep her healthy. But you could almost hear Gainbridge Fieldhouse last night go, what's going to happen? But yeah, she after the game said, nah, I'm okay. Just fell on my kneecap. And I just had to walk it off. The reason I know kneecaps are so painful, one of the few things I remember about my dad, well, I remember a lot of things about my dad, good and bad. But you know how you got to get into a truck, right? I mean, a semi-truck, you know. So, I mean,
you got to climb into it.
You got to climb into it.
Yeah.
One time he was getting out, and he slipped and fell, and he broke his kneecap.
Oh, my gosh.
Just shattered the kneecap. And I remember him like being in this massive, massive brace for a long time and had to get surgery on it and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, just feel your kneecap and just imagine busting that.
I'm super bony and skinny, and I have my kneecaps like stick out of my legs, all weird like. I don't want to feel them. I don't like them. Do we need them?
I think so. I think a kneecap is something. I think it serves a very protective use in the bone structure.
Yeah, I'm going to try to get rid of them. See what happens. I'll let you know. Dr. Sullivan to the rescue.
Dr. Sullivan, can we do a kneecap transplant? Do we need the kneecap?
Can you do a kneecapiotomy? That's something you can do. You do capiotomies there?
Capiotomy. I like the term.
It's got.
Maybe I should ask him to come on next week. Say, can you come on and just tell us the purpose of the kneecap? And he'll be like, really? Just feel your kneecap, and you should know what the purpose of said kneecap is.
Ray will know the reference of, doctor said I need a backiotomy.
What movie is that from?
It's Dave Chappelle in, the one about weed. The Dave Chappelle movie about weed.
The one Dave Chappelle movie about weed.
That one.
The only time I think I've seen Dave Chappelle in a movie that wasn't about weed, people may forget this. He was in You Got Mail. Remember that? He was Tom Hanks' like assistant, and he played a part in that, but it wasn't about weed.
Half baked, thanks, Irish. So, Devil Wears Prada, and what was this one?
You Got Mail. I'm into the chick flicks, man. I love chick flicks. I don't know why. I always have. It's the softer side of me.
I think you're right that my friends wouldn't like you. I think you're probably.
It happens. It happens.
Dave Chappelle was in other movies that weren't about weed.
Really?
Yeah. He was also in Blue Streak. Did you ever see Blue Streak? The one with Martin Lawrence and the other Wilson, not Owen Wilson.
Luke
Wilson.
I've never seen Blue Streak. I don't know if I've ever heard of Blue Streak.
Dude. It's a fun one. Martin Lawrence is a criminal that steals a diamond, and he's running from the cops, and he runs into a building that's under construction. You'd like that part of it. And he hides in the air ducts and tapes the diamond inside of the air ducts. Well, then when he gets caught by the cops and he goes to jail, he remembers where it is in this building. When he gets out of jail, he finds out that the building that he hid the diamond in is the new police station. So he's got to become a cop in order to infiltrate the building and climb back into the system and find his diamond. There you go.
The one unbelievable thing about that is, how do you become a cop after serving time in jail?
You steal an identity, Trav. Come on, man.
Oh.
Come on, man.
Oh. Damn it.
Yeah, he's been in a couple of them that weren't about weed. But Half Baked's about weed.
It's a lot about weed.
Yeah.
No, it's all about weed.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Half Baked's one of those movies I've seen once. And maybe I should watch again just for the one-liners in there.
One more time than I've seen The Devil Wears Prada. Which actually, now that you say that, though, that does make sense. That I didn't know that movie there was a sequel coming out. When we were in Chicago, we were walking around and Audrey saw this giant red heel. And she went up and took a picture next to the giant red heel. And now that you're saying it, at the bottom it said The Devil Wears Prada. Maybe it said The Devil Wears Prada 2. I don't know. As you can tell, I ain't paying attentions.
I thought Courtney might want to go see it.
The Devil Wears Prada?
Yeah.
What isn't it? The first one was about Meryl Streep, and she's like an awful boss or something, right? She's like
and this is kind of the same. Guess what? They've taken the same premise and kind of repeated it.
Man, it feels like that's all movies anymore.
I mean, when's the last time you've been to a movie theater?
I wouldn't even remember, Trav. I don't remember the last movie theater. I don't remember the last movie I went to in the theater.
I remember, the only thing I do remember is that there was like nobody there. It was like, we're the only people in this theater. And anymore, you have to buy your tickets online. You pick your seat. It's not like you go to the movie theater now and rush in and try to find the best seat. It's like you pick like row 4A, you know? And the seats are so damn comfortable, you just fall asleep because they're all recliners anymore. Got vibrating chairs.
I'm kind of with Anjanette on that about it's going to be streaming in like days.
True. I just thought it would be a fun date night.
You're right. It would be. And if you would, Travis, if it's something that you're going to enjoy, go do it.
Well, she would probably rather see the movie Michael, the Michael Jackson movie.
Zero interest. I have less interest in that than I did The Devil Wears Prada 2. I was never a huge Michael Jackson fan. And long before all the creepy stuff came out, I just was never it was never my jam.
Is the farmers market firing up this weekend?
Dude, I think so. I thought that. I read that yesterday. I get this email called Des Moines at Dawn, DSM at Dawn, and every morning it sends me an email of like, hey, here's what's happening around town. Here's some of the neat things that are going on. And I thought that I saw that yesterday, that the farmers market, Jolie says yes.
Well, when you're at the farmers market, make sure to visit our good friends at Big Sky Bread, because they're going to be out there selling their bread, their cinnamon rolls. Check them out.
Breakfast,
all sorts of good stuff.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, I might end up at the farmers market on a Saturday morning. We'll have to see. That could be fun.
I always stay away like week one, because the crowds are just huge, because people are clamoring to get down there, and it's going to be super busy, which is great for all the vendors. I'm just one that kind of stays away in situations like that.
Sure is. Yep, Jolie is absolutely right. Starts up tomorrow, 7 a.m. to noon. So if you're not going to the farmers market, avoid the area, because it's a nightmare when you forget that the farmers market's happening. You're driving through downtown Des Moines, all of a sudden it's blocked off. It's like when they have one of those stupid marathons happening downtown, and you can't get anywhere.
And, I was down there a couple weeks ago for Bacon Fest, and there's some construction that throws the roads that you're like, oh, damn. You're trying to get out of there. I'm like, damn construction.
Video of the guy that drove into the parade. You ever seen it? And there's like a dash cam video of him losing his damn mind. Have you ever seen what I'm talking about here? Oh my gosh, man. He happened up in the Northeast. It's like in New York. He's definitely an East Coast guy. And he is mad as hell. He's on the phone with his wife, and he's basically screaming at her because the roads are closed. Then he's flipping off the construction workers. Then he drives through one of the construction zones and ends up on the parade route, driving like a maniac. Cop pulls up next to him in a motorcycle, trying to get him to pull over. But he'd lost it. The switch had flipped. He was done.
Finito.
Yeah, that's what happens sometimes.
What's that I hear?
It's a Whoo-Hoo.
Oh, it's time for the Iowa Lottery Weekly Whoo-Hoo. And as we found out from Chad yesterday, who was a weekly Whoo-Hoo winner, he got his prize pack and he won even more money. That's right. He got a $90 prize pack for free just for sharing his Whoo-Hoo, then won an extra $31 through the scratch-off tickets. You, too, could be a winner of even more money from the Iowa Lottery by claiming a $90 prize pack that makes you go, for telling us what makes you go woo-hoo. And we even accept boo-hoos, folks. So call the show at 515-517-2303. If you don't have time to call, we have a secondary way for you to do that. Go online to therushradio.com. Click on the promo tab, and you'll see the Woo-Hoo tab. Just tell us what made you go woo-hoo. It's that simple. We want to make you a winner. So do that all show long. You can call it 515-517-2303, or, of course, go online to therushradio.com and submit your weekly Woo-Hoo. Sometimes the key to feeling better comes from just being seen for what you exactly need. Urology Center of Iowa has a dedicated men's health wellness center with services from low testosterone to managing the effects of aging. But more than that, UCI is the place to go when you want to be seen like a man, not a patient. You don't want someone else's treatment. You deserve yours. Schedule an appointment with UCI today at iowauro.com. It is the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
The Rush Radio is now on the free TuneIn app, allowing you to enjoy the show on Apple products and Android Auto. Download the free TuneIn app and search The Rush Radio to take Travis and Ross wherever you go.
Hey, Iowa Lottery fans, it's Kyle Larson. High Limit Racing is returning to Iowa for 2 races in June, and you can win a chance to meet me, tour the pits, and watch the action from a VIP suite at Davenport Raceway or Shelby County Speedway in Harlan. Plus, score exclusive race day merchandise. Just enter your non-winning Diamond Dollars scratch tickets into the Iowa Lottery VIP Club for your chance to win. It's free and easy to join, so enter before May 4th and we'll see you at the track.
Woo-hoo! Every business has priorities, and Priority One Heating and Cooling is no different. As a service provider, we prioritize quality air conditioners and furnaces that will keep your home at your comfort level year-round. As a small business, we prioritize doing things the right way and treating people fairly. As a truly local business, we prioritize our community. As a veteran-owned business, we prioritize duty and commitment. For big business service with local value, trust your home to the place where you are always Priority One.
When you work with a company like Mr. Electric that goes above and beyond and makes the customer their priority, that is just a real joy to encounter these days. It was a fairly complicated project and it was intimidating. They made it look so easy, and they were very professional, very clean folks. They thoroughly explain what they're going to do. It's clear that they're experienced and that they know what they're doing. Having professionals out there that can do that for me, that gives me a lot of peace of mind.
Keep your edge with Body Armor Sports Drink. Bold flavors, electrolytes, and hydration that goes the distance. Grab Body Armor before the grind, during the game, and after the win. Body Armor Sports Drink. Hydration that's real and better for you. Pick up Body Armor Sports Drink on your next grocery store run or convenience store trip.
my name's Gary Presnell, and I'm a residential home mortgage banker for Northwest Bank in Des Moines Metro Market. I've been financing people's homes for over 25 years, and I'm an expert in financing VA loans, FHA loans, IFA loans, and new construction homes. This is my cat, Norm. Norm knows basketball, but he doesn't know mortgage. And that's where I come in. There are a lot of Tom, Dick, and Norms out there doing loans. So don't just trust anyone with your home loan. I'm your local, trusted, experienced expert. Please call me. I would love to help you.
Call Gary at 515-975-6767 or find his profile at nw.bank. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Hi, I'm Todd Lee, sales and leasing consultant here at Willis Cadillac. Spring is here and flowers are in bloom. And by flowers, we mean our amazing inventory of Cadillac CT5s and XT5s. And with interest rates as low as 2.9%, now's a great time to stop in Willis Cadillac and pick one up. From sedans to SUVs, Willis has what you're looking for. Stop out and see us or visit us online at williscadillac.com.
Hi, it's Noel. If you're thinking about popping the question, start with a jeweler you can trust. At Fiscus Jewelers, we offer the largest inventory in Ankeny, featuring stunning engagement rings and rare and forever natural diamonds, pre-screened with advanced technology. If you don't see exactly what you're looking for, we'll custom design it together, and our CAD drawings are always free. And when it's time to say I do, don't forget the guys. We offer the largest selection of men's wedding bands around. Fiscus Jewelers, your jeweler for life.
Back to the rush. Strong opinions, weak filters, and just enough sense to stay on the air. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
You heard Ross earlier talking about the real estate market is just popping right now. He's a busy dude, typing away, getting his listing up and going on the internet. Well, when you go to buy a house, you're going to need a loan, and Gary Presnell is the man you want to get that loan from. He's a mortgage banker with Northwest Bank, financing residential homes for the past 25 years. He offers VA, FHA, IFA first-time buyer loans and conventional and new construction loans, and all approvals are done locally by Northwest Bank. Remember, you got to get pre-approved before you can even go look at a house. And Gary can get you pre-approved in 30 minutes. It can happen after hours during the week and on weekends. You need to know what you need for that pre-approval. Go back a couple of weeks. We had Gary on. He'll tell you exactly what you can do to make that process go faster. He's been the state of Iowa's top producing mortgage banker the past 8 years. Give him a call at 515-975-6767. Ross, yesterday you mentioned we had Keith Mondillo on yesterday, and Keith is going to be a monthly guest now on the Rush Radio Show, and because I just like talking to a Philly guy. There's something about talking to a Philly guy.
I like talking to smart people. He's really smart. I mean, the guy, he's got a really cool experience there with and a really unique view on what's happening in the world of college athletics. And I was explaining to people yesterday, 5 colleges on one exit in Philly.
That's incredible.
And not sustainable. I mean, they were all built on a model that, well, we'll continue to get enrollment, or we'll at least be able to sustain enrollment. And then COVID hit. Quite frankly, I would say people have come to the realization that college is not for everybody. College, a higher education has become their own worst enemy. That you're producing an incredible amount of degrees that don't transfer into real world jobs at all. And it's crazy expensive. So kids are looking around and going, wait, I get saddled with debt. I don't actually come out of there with an education that helps me land a job. What's the payoff here?
Yeah, the best college right now is for free, and that's YouTube. If you want to learn something, you can usually go find how to do something on YouTube, believe it or not.
When the technology revolution started and all information became digitized, universities, institutions of higher learning continued to charge kids for books that they weren't opening, that they weren't using. That was the moment it was like, oh, okay, this is a scam. This is all for money. They don't care about educating kids. If they cared about educating kids, they'd put the information in their hands. No, they want their money. And so they like a part of this is that a part of this is enrollments are dropping for colleges nationwide as a whole. There are some that are improving. You get a good football team, and all of a sudden, Ole Miss starts to get people. Lane Kiffin leaves, and oh shit, what happens now? And I think so. You've got two things. Number one, the input is no longer showing up because kids are realizing, oh, wait a minute, that's a scam. Ain't going to do that. But then on the other end of the scale, they're continuing to shovel money out. Shovel out money to coaches that don't coach, to athletic departments and athletic teams that cost money, to professors that continue to teach classes that they are not getting kids into jobs with, but they're tenured. They're like their salary's got to go. I feel no pity at all for these institutions of higher learning who have done some of the dumbest things you could ever imagine. And including taking their money, taking their eye off the money ball. But our listener David was right yesterday, man, and I hadn't thought of it. They're too big to fail.
The major public institutions, absolutely.
The athletic departments and at these major institutions, we care too much.
Well, it's funny, and even at private institutions, they are looking for new ways to generate revenue because they need to pay players, they need to pay coaches, and they start looking at different ways to do that. And every once in a while, you'll see something go, wow, never thought that was ever going to happen.
I think I know where you're going there.
This happened after we got off the air with Keith Mondillo. It would have been a great conversation to have today because with NIL today, opportunities for student athletes, they're looking for something. Now, the ACC, the Atlantic Coast Conference, has its own television network. It has a deal with ESPN. But let's not forget that the ACC was sued by Clemson and Florida State because of the inequity of the TV deal and how much it was undervalued, according to them, based on the Big 12, the Big 10, and the SEC. It was a bad television contract that runs through, I believe, 2036. All of a sudden yesterday, Ross, in a first-of-its-kind deal, Duke University cut a deal with Amazon to air 3 of its neutral site premier non-conference games. And I'm like, how did this happen? How did the ACC, how did ESPN allow this to happen? You have a television contract. You have a grant of rights deal. To me, the grant of rights here is given back to Duke to go make. If you're everybody else in the ACC, you're going like, well, really anywhere. If you're an SEC school, if you're a Big 10 school, if you're a Big 12 school, if you're Kansas right now, you're going, hey, we've got a brand. Can we do this?
Let's play this out a little bit, okay? Because now individual schools are starting to recognize, well, wait a minute, we could have our own grant of rights thing, a la Texas, the Longhorn Network, right? A little bit like that, but this is different. This is a little bit more narrow, defined, pointed. They're grabbing a few of these things and saying, okay, we can maximize this, but let's play this thing out. Let's say that because Travis, we've all complained when the Hawkeyes play Maryland and you go, oh yeah, Rutgers and Maryland. Oh, forget, they're Big 10 schools. Why'd we do that? Well, we had to get all those televisions. Remember? That's what it was, man. If you could just get and it worked. You got these huge contracts because you were able to go to the world and say, look at how many people are in New York. Look at how many people are in LA. And all of them are going to be watching UCLA play Rutgers, right? Right?
Either that or they're going to subscribe to the Big Ten Network, and therefore the monthly revenue that comes in just from those households being on those cable networks is going to drive revenue towards the Big Ten.
And a lot of those things you just said aren't going to exist in a couple of years.
because streaming and Amazon has never done college sports or college basketball. It's done the National Football League. And now they're venturing in to where Duke is going to play on Amazon. I mean, the ACC and ESPN just playing ball here says a lot, but these are the games. UConn, Michigan, Gonzaga. Those are premier matchups that are going to Amazon Prime.
Outside of North Carolina, those are probably the 3 biggest games that Duke will play.
Yes.
And they're so
this comes along with okay, Amazon gets to air these games. There's NIL opportunities tied into these games to where players can promote the game and get paid to promote the game, and it goes even one step further. And a deal that's going to be announced later, a retail partnership between Amazon and Duke. Now, ESPN's getting something in return. ESPN is Duke is committed to play in an ESPN-owned tournament, and that will happen in 2027 and 2028. So they've committed to play in but just throwing this bone to Amazon, setting the stage. If not every team can do this, right? Not every they can, but not every team's going to have the brand that Amazon or Apple is going to say, yeah, we're going to take the shot on you. But there are some pretty elite brands who are probably going, hold on, we didn't even know this was possible. Do you think Brett Yormark got phone calls yesterday from the Kansas athletic director going, hey, if Duke can do this, can we do this?
Why wouldn't Jamie Pollard do that?
Fair point.
I mean, Jamie Pollard should reach out and say, hey, we've got a really passionate fan base here that loves this team, that will buy. We've shown this over and over when ESPN was growing their app and they would throw Iowa State games on there. And at first there was resistance. A lot of people jumped on right away. But then after a period of time, it's like, okay, I've got to have the ESPN app to watch my team. I'm going to do it. Well, I think that Iowa State is right on that verge, Travis, of they're not Kansas. They don't have that national brand recognition that Kansas does. But, dude, they're right there with them right now. On top of an institution that could use the extra funds, could use another avenue to fund their NIL like this. I don't know. I don't know how this plays out over the next 10 years. I do find it really interesting that they're not nibbling from the bottom up. Like with the ESPN app, it was, you can watch you and I on ESPN Plus. You can watch Drake. And then it was, you can watch Iowa State, but it wasn't even like Iowa State, Kansas initially. It was like, they kind of went from the bottom and said, is this thing going to work? We're going to try this thing. Now we'll get into some bigger dogs. Now we're going to take a big bite of the pie. This is doing the exact opposite. This is taking the top off. I mean, dude, that's Duke against 3 of the biggest brands in college basketball.
They're neutral site games, so they're not going to be at Cameron Indoor. What my thought is, and I'm spitballing out loud, I'm thinking out loud. If you're a conference commissioner, do you go, hold on for a second? Because if this becomes a popular thing to do, when the renegotiation of grant of rights and TV contracts, are they worth more or are they worth less?
I would think less, Travis, because it's not. Because you're dividing it all up. Maybe as a whole, now that I say that though, Travis, that look at what's happened with all of our cable bills as we've gone to this a la carte model.
They've gone up.
It's gone up. It's gone up. What I was thinking when I brought up the Rutgers and UCLA thing was exactly that. My first thought was, well, these conferences, if the power was always in the buying.
Buying in bulk, basically.
Buying in bulk. Yeah, you're right. We're not selling you 5 teams to play. We're selling you 16 teams to play.
It's going to Costco. You get 16 for the price of 5.
Yeah. But now if each one of them starts to break off their own little bit, say, well, this is better for us now. We got to do this thing. How does this play out in the next couple of years? Not everybody is Duke, as you said. And I can't imagine the conference commissioners. I'm not sure about them because that I could be convinced on or could be swayed with more information. But I do think that like the Rutgers AD, who's been along for the ride, Northwestern, the brands that aren't big brands,
Purdue.
Yeah, I mean Purdue's basketball team, but football wise. I wonder what I would think they would be the ones that would be like, oh, what happens if they leave? Kind of like what happened with the Big 12, right? When Texas and Oklahoma said, man, we aren't getting our fair shake here. We're gone. We can get more money over here joining the SEC. And they left the other Big 12 teams standing around going, oh, crap. They've done a good job. Brett Yormark's done a fantastic job of picking up the pieces and making chicken salad out of that chicken shit. But as this plays out, what's going to happen with... I mean, my gut says this has got to freak out those institutions. Oh, well, geez.
Think about Florida State and Clemson, right? From a football standpoint. And that is, you're like, well, hold on for a second. We sued you because we told you the grant of rights deal was not equitable towards the top brands. Now you're letting Duke basically pull a Notre Dame here, meaning Notre Dame being it's not the same because it's an independent football, but Notre Dame has its own deal with NBC. Yep. You're letting Duke for which you don't even have to be a Duke fan. You're a college basketball fan going, oh, I'm going to watch Duke Michigan. I'm going to watch Duke Gonzaga. I'm watching Duke UConn because that's going to be a great basketball game. So
I think the Notre Dame comparison is a really good one, Travis. Can you help me out and understand, is there any connection with them both being private schools?
No. Okay. I don't think so, because if I'm Florida State, I'm like, well, let us schedule a marquee college football non-conference game. Hell, we'll go play in Orlando, Miami. We'll play somewhere else. And if you're going to let us go sell that and team up with Amazon or Apple and have NIL opportunities, why can't if you're going to let Duke do it? And remember, if you let one do it, you've got to let everybody else do it. You have to. I'm not saying the Big 10 and the Big 12 here. If you're the ACC, you have no choice now that if a school comes to you with a similar deal, you've got to let them do it. And you don't get to go, well, they're Duke, because that's not going to fly.
My instinct also says that, Florida State plays Oregon in Orlando or San Antonio or whatever, wherever they play.
Yeah.
Is that one game? My gut says yes. Is that one game worth more money than these 3 Duke basketball games?
Could be, probably.
I would think so. Now, does Florida State want to do that and maybe possibly put an L on the board? I mean, if we're expanding the college football playoff, then hell yeah, because you're still going to make it with a loss, with a really quality loss, and then you can get a bunch of your cash front loaded,
and you don't have to share that cash. Think about it. Duke does not have to share this cash with anybody else. And it gets... dude. Right now, probably Apple and Netflix are going, well, how do we get into this game? Amazon, in my book, Amazon offers more value. Maybe not from a streaming standpoint, but it's that retail partnership that's going to be announced at a later date to where these players are going to get NIL opportunities through a retail way. My question is, does this have to go through Deloitte? Do you have to approve the NIL deal through Deloitte? Because something tells me this is above and beyond the $20.5 million salary cap they have.
Deloitte. That's it's weird, man. It's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. I did see that the Big 12 approved the thing that the private equity thing with no equity. thing that we talked about yesterday with Mondello. So that happened last night. And I don't know.
And I don't know how accurate it was because I was just thinking about this yesterday. The amount of money that is spent on college sports and political campaigns.
Oh.
So last year, Ross, taking sports out of it. Now, this is according to Gemini, right? Because I just said, hey, give me a comparison. So I don't know how accurate it is, but let's say it's within 10%, right? Let's just throw a variable out there. Last year, donated to universities across the country, which include school programs, athletics, everything, was like $72 billion, with $51 billion of that being earmarked for athletics. That's across the country. Just with the RNC and the DNC, not just individual contributions, they were at like $651 million. The amount of money that people contribute to, and philanthropy is great. I don't look at donating to a political organization, philanthropy, but I do look at donating to a university in any way, philanthropy, because you're helping them out. Now, we can go down, is it the same as Make-A-Wish? But there's strong philanthropic people around here, but $72 billion. Wow. That's in 1 year. That's a shocking number.
Can I just, it's going to seem like a veer on
That's
you,
fine.
but I promise it's not. I live here in Des Moines, Iowa, like most of our listeners. And like most of our listeners, I get my power from Mid-American Energy, which is essentially a monopoly. I mean, there's not other options. I can put solar up on my house. I mean,
there's a windmill out there too.
I can, sure, if the state allows me to do it. But essentially, I have a public utility that is a monopoly. Okay. Why do they have to advertise? Why does Mid-American Energy give money to Iowa State to be the Mid-American field at Jack Trice Stadium? A monopoly that's a public utility is part of that group that you're talking about that throws money at a nonprofit.
Well,
my favorite two words, because remember, these are nonprofits. Why does that happen? How is that allowed? How is it allowed that a public utility?
Well, first of all, they're not a public utility. Mid-American Energy is
that's right. They're owned by a billionaire. They're owned by a billionaire. That's right. Yeah, they're a Berkshire Hathaway company. Why do why does a monopoly that provides a public utility?
There you go. That's the way to phrase it.
Why do they advertise? That's a serious question. I genuinely don't understand it. Where I go, wait a minute. So I have to pay extra money because that's not free. And they're not just creating the money. They don't create money. They take their customers' money and then use that money. This is anytime you see advertising, you should know that's part of that is the customers. They take a little bit of their profit and they say, all right, we're going to spend a little bit of this profit to go out and convince other people to use our products so that we can make more profit. That makes total sense for a Willis Automotive and a Central City Liquors, that their business has to be a volume and there's competition. So you need to remind people all the time, hey, we're here. This is what we do. Why does Mid-American Energy have to do that?
I mean,
I don't know.
And I don't know this. Is Mid-America do the whole state of Iowa? I don't know the answer to that.
There are other, so when you get outside of the metro, there's, Black Hills Energy and stuff like that.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But for the most part, it's a monopoly. And then, so So why do I have to pay extra so that they can give money to Iowa State?
Because they want to show they're working for you, Ross.
Owned by their CEO makes incredible money.
It's funny that you mentioned Berkshire Hathaway because it's Berkshire Hathaway stockholders weekend this week. The big shareholders. That? Yeah, the big shareholders.
The money changers are getting together, baby.
They are.
They better hope Jesus don't show up and start flipping some tables. But the money changers are gathering. They're getting together.
Yeah, if there was true competition, I would understand why you advertise. But if there's not true competition, are you like where I'm at? It is a public power district, right? Now it's a monopoly basically, but it's OPPD. It's a public entity. They advertise, not like putting their name on field, but you know what their advertisements are, which I think are good. Hey, if there's a power outage, use this. They help their customer solve the problem that they are facing. Like, how long is my power going to be out? Don't call, go here. You know, they do that, or they offer, hey, if you haven't thought about a heat pump, here's a rebate you could get. I think they use their advertising more on how they help their customers out.
Yeah.
So
I've just always wondered about that. When that first got announced, I'm like, what? What? How much was that?
Wasn't cheap. Not cheap to have your logo on the
shouldn't be, and it shouldn't be. That's a premium thing that Iowa State should be able to sell, right? And again, part of it is a con of you're given to a nonprofit. Now I think they've eliminated the tax deduction for donations to NILs, right, and to collectives. But is it still a tax deduction to give to a university? A public university?
It depends on how you funnel the money.
Okay.
Most donations of that are earmarked by going through a foundation. So if you give to the foundation, and I don't know the way Iowa State's set up, but I do know that you can say, hey, I'm going to give to said foundation with said money earmarked for said project now when it comes to advertising dollars, I don't know if you could run that through a foundation or not. And I wouldn't say, Ross, that would be tax deductible, but I don't know. You know, Jeff Klein would probably know more about that because he works up there with some of that. But that, yeah. Hey, we do have a coming in.
Nice.
I like this one. It's from Chris. Chris says, my boy started T-ball. I want you to close your eyes and imagine that, Ross. My boy started T-ball. And the woo-hoo is I got called coach for the first time.
That's really cool, Chris. Both of those things. Have fun, man. Soak in all the moments. Here's what other thing I would say. Well, I shouldn't say that. I was going to say one of my pieces of advice would be don't be the coach forever. Become a parent at some point. Become a parent that sits back and enjoys it. It's going to go so unbelievably fast. Eli's done playing baseball, and I see videos now or pictures, and it's like, man, that was yesterday. T-ball, bam, bam ball. Did you guys ever do bam?
We didn't
bam
have
ball?
bam bam. We had T-ball, then went to coach pitch, and then went to player pitch.
Yeah,
never had the bam bam ball.
Chris, congratulations, dude. That's really cool. You're starting a super fun part of life. Watching your kids do that stuff is and enjoy it, man. Don't ever take it too seriously. It doesn't matter. It never matters. It never matters. So just enjoy it.
If you have a weekly woo-hoo and you want to win a $90 prize pack from the Iowa Lottery, just go to therushradio.com, click promo tab, and enter your woo-hoo, or you can call the show at 515-517-2303. Folks, refresh your home with floors you'll love. Iowa Floor Covering offers beautiful hardwood, waterproof luxury vinyl, carpet, and tile for every single room in your house. Stop in their Bondurant showroom or go to iowafloorcovering.com for a free quote. It is the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
The Rush Radio is now on the free TuneIn app, allowing you to enjoy the show on Apple products and Android Auto. Download the free TuneIn app and search The Rush Radio to take Travis and Ross wherever you go.
Hey, Iowa Lottery fans, it's Kyle Larson. High Limit Racing is returning to Iowa for 2 races in June, and you can win a chance to meet me, tour the pits, and watch the action from a VIP suite at Davenport Raceway or Shelby County Speedway in Harlan. Plus, score exclusive race day merchandise. Just enter your non-winning Diamond Dollars scratch tickets into the Iowa Lottery VIP Club for your chance to win. It's free and easy to join, so enter before May 4th and we'll see you at the track.
Woo-hoo! The following advertisement is for people who like to save money.
Do you or a loved one suffer from chronic overspending, getting less but paying more? Then you may have a case of big HVAC. Now is the time to try Priority One. We set our own prices, which means you pay for what you need, not for anything else. And if you need a heating service or a new furnace, now is the time to try Priority One.
Side effects of Priority One include increased happiness, extra peace of mind, and bonus cash for whatever you want. Please use responsibly.
At Iowa Floor Covering, we believe great floors start with great service. Whether you're looking for a plush carpet, durable LVP, timeless hardwood, stylish laminate, or beautiful tile, including custom tile showers, we'll help you find the perfect fit. No pressure, no pushy sales tactics, just honest guidance from a team that listens. DIY Weekend Warrior, we've got the products and advice to set you up for success. Iowa Floor Covering, floors you'll love from people you can trust.
There are a lot of reasons to want a self-driving mower from Iowa Mobotics.
Being automated gives me more time to do my hobbies.
I travel so much for work that I don't have time to take care of the lawn, but I still care about how it looks.
And I'm just lazy.
Gives me time to work in the wood shop instead of spending it on the mower.
It works in my schedule.
And I just really hate doing it.
No matter your reason, with Iowa Mobotics, spend less time mowing, more time living.
Boy, howdy, we love spring. Flowers, nature coming alive, pollen, bugs, rain. Wait a second. Those last 3 things aren't great. If only my Volvo had new wiper blades, engine air filter, and cabin air filter treated with FrigiFresh. Wait a third. That's the fresh spring package available at Willis Volvo Cars for 20% off retail during the month of April. I better go online to Willis Volvo Cars to schedule my appointment, and you should too.
Your house wasn't built for bats, birds, or raccoons, but try telling them that. At Bats and Bugs Pest Solutions, we've been helping Iowans take back their homes for over 20 years. We use cost-effective, eco-friendly methods to solve wildlife and pest problems the right way. Whether it's bats in your attic, birds in the vent, raccoons in your chimney, or moles in your yard, we have long-term solutions. Call Bats and Bugs Pest Solutions today at 515-218-3400, and let's make sure your home doesn't become their home.
Start spreading the news, cause it's time to buy booze, and there's only one place to be. You can see all your friends, the good times never end, unless you're just loitering. It's Central City, we can make your dreams come true. No guarantee your dreams will come true. Central City, all this booze is waiting for you. Look at all this booze.
Game on, keep your edge with Body Armor Sports Drink. Bold flavors, electrolytes, and hydration that goes the distance. Grab Body Armor before the grind, during the game, and after the win. Body Armor Sports Drink. Hydration that's real and better for you. Pick up Body Armor Sports Drink on your next grocery store run or convenience store trip.
Like a rash you thought was gone. Travis and Ross aren't contagious, but they are addictive. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
Hour number 2 of the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive. If you're listening on the audio stream at therushradio.com, the Rush Radio Android app, or the TuneIn app, thank you so much. Watching on YouTube, hit that subscribe button, give this video a like, and of course, leave your comments in the comment section. Always call the show for the Iowa Lottery Weekly Woo-Hoo or any other topic at 515-517-2303. And, of course, follow us on our social media channels. I mentioned Willis Automotive. Make sure to check out Willis Cadillac. Willis Cadillac has tons of CT5s in stock right now, making it a great time to stop in if you're looking for a sporty sedan. Speaking of the weekly Whoo-Hoo, he says he doesn't have to be a winner, but he's been such a good friend of the show. We need to get this out there. Brian Duax sent us a weekly Whoo-Hoo.
Okay.
And he goes, my Whoo-Hoo is today marks 22 years of happily married. Thanks for 22 years of putting up with me. Happy anniversary, Kristen Duax.
Very
22
cool.
years. That's awesome.
Cool.
Congratulations, Brian. And he's got the Pabst pickle beer there at Central City Liquors now. Sent that to us right after he got off the air yesterday.
And it's funny because Dan Douglas got down there yesterday, and because I sent him a text yesterday, I'm like, dude, you won, and this time you won a gift card, so you don't even have to spend money. And he was like, you think I spent $25 at Central City Liquors? That's cute. And then he sent me a photo of like his haul. I actually posted it online. It was like he did like an awards speech online. Like, I'd like to thank my mom and dad. I never win a lot, but man, I seem to be winning this thing quite a bit. And it was like, yeah, this picture with his pickle beer and all of his different accoutrement from
that's why you got to get to Central City Liquors. Put your name in the drawing. We do a drawing each and every week. Of course, we mentioned earlier that the farmers market starts downtown this weekend. While you're downtown, you might want to go to El Bait Shop, have yourself a beer, go to High Life Lounge, go to the Empire. You can go to a lot of places.
That'd be a great spot for the farmers market.
Bruno!
What's up?
What's up,
How
buddy?
you been, buddy?
Talking about a rash that won't go away.
What do you? Oh, you're talking about you?
I'm back. For special engagement, everyone.
Special engagement.
I honestly had not even thought about the Empire, and I mean, with the advent or the coming back of the farmers market, man, that's going to be a good spot.
Yeah, we actually are on the. We have a every other week spot at the market.
Oh, how does that work? Like when you've got a storefront, because your storefront, the Empire storefront won't necessarily be closed off, but it'll be impacted. How does that work with the city?
It's a little bit impacted. I mean, it's not like you gotta, it's not a ticketed event to go to the market. So they have it kind of, they have it for traffic purposes. So you don't, don't drive down 4th Street, but we're open. We've always been. The Royal Mile does a really good business that day. Fong's always did a really good business that day. And the Empire now with the coffee, I don't know how many coffee places, vendors are at the market, but for what I've understood or heard, that there aren't a lot. There aren't enough. So
I'd agree with those.
We have a coffee. There's, what do they say? 10,000 people go. If there's 10 vendors, that's not enough. So we're going to be there. We're going to be ready to go. We got food and coffee. Of course, the Mile and the Empire are going to be open also. So we got food and coffee there. People always spend some time after the market that they've gone. They hang out at the Royal Mile, so the Empire will be great. And they, vendors like to hang out afterwards too, after being on their feet for 6 or so hours. So, starts this Saturday.
You are wearing a really cool El Bait Shop T-shirt. See, that's cool. The Surly Brewing Company, and the reason you're on with this.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to say the reason you're on today is that Brian Duax is celebrating his 22-year wedding anniversary coming up on Tuesday, which is Taco Tuesday. El Bait Shop is hitting a major milestone. Congratulations, because in the restaurant and bar business, it's hard to have longevity, and you've done it with El Bait Shop. What, the 20th anniversary of El Bait Shop?
20th anniversary. Yeah, this shirt was designed for our 10th. We got this design along with a pair of Surly Speedos that Omar Ansari from Surly gave me. They turned 20 this year. So I have those in a drawer upstairs. I thought
good spot for them.
Yeah, they're. I know you can only see my torso, but trust me, there's a pair of Adidas shorts on below. But they had a cake, and we did the
giving
whole
us the
9 yards.
visual. You could have just said, "Hey, imagine this, but on a Speedo," and that's what I'm wearing.
There you go.
Blow out the camera. You going to bring those to Canada when we go fishing? Are you going to bring the Shirley?
Good. Well, you know, for those late night skinny dips that we do.
Yeah, right. Don't say
cold
that.
Plunge.
People,
Cold
people
plunge.
won't think we.
You like the cold plunge?
Yeah, I know. Actually, we actually brought up something important there, but I don't think that water's that cold, is it? I suppose it is.
Nah, fine. I'm not cold enough. I don't think it's as cold because you still take cold showers
every day.
Oh my gosh, I can't do it.
It's so
I tried.
Good. It's better than a cup of coffee.
I really did try for a while. Bruno kept telling me like, man, there's amazing benefits to it. Turn on the cold water and just get in and just do it. And then the toughest, like there's all sorts of mental stuff to it. Like the toughest part of your day is over. You've overcome something right away. It wakes you up. It's good for your body.
There's a whole lot of words that come to mind, but tender is probably what I would call you.
Tender.
Just to be
Tender.
safe.
Shrinkage. So with the anniversary, 20 years is a big deal. What specials are you going to have? Because you want to bring people in.
Now it is on Tuesday, so we know that not everyone's going to be out. There is a Cubs game that day, so we hope people will come out. We're going to do. I've really tried to narrow things down and make things easy. Every beer you order at El Bait Shop, you're going to get a free taquito, which is a rolled up taco. But if you go down and have 4 beers, you basically have had dinner on us. It's something we're seeing how it goes. Maybe that's what we do every Taco Tuesday. We are, I think I talked about it at one time, Rogue Brewing Company went out of business, and we are in possession of one of the last Dead Guy kegs out there. So we're going to put that on. We have Exiles coming in. We're hoping that, people come in and just support El Bait Shop. And then over the year, over the next little bit, we are reorganizing and redoing things there. So we're hoping to have other things. Three Floyds turns 35 this year. Sierra Nevada turned 45 last year. Confluence Des Moines IPA turned 20 this year with the Jimmy Carter Happy Hour. So we hope that the Jimmy Carter Happy Hour, maybe we can get John Martin down as an alumni of the Iowa Brewers Union and have Confluence IPA. So trying to do it all on a Tuesday seemed to be a little much. But over this year, we're going to continue to keep doing the things we do. We're in the middle of really bringing Bait Shop back into kind of a streamlining it and getting it back to what we meant it to be, with all the brewery partners we've had over the years and all the great beers and the good times that we've had. All our events are back on, they've always been on. Our Barrel Age Brunch, our Little Giant, Funked, and all those things. We're just going to try harder. We got the Iowa Brewers Guild's Brew Fest that they have every year on June 6th. We hope that we get a bunch of Iowa brewers in for that day. We're going to treat them right, much like we do on the Little Giant. And so, yeah, that's our focus, is just to go, hey, we've been around for 20 years. We've won a lot of awards. We were just on USA Today's top, what do they call it? The
best beer bars.
There's so many different awards I can't keep track. Top 10 craft beer bars in America. We were on that list again this year. We were just in a magazine, Imbibe, 20 Years of Craft Beer by Joshua Bernstein. We've actually been in one of his books. He's been writing about craft beer for as long as we've been open. So we know that there's a little bit of a change in the craft brewing industry, and we're aware of it. As always, we want to stay ahead of it. We were the first to Iowa with a craft beer bar of our size and style, and we're still around, and we intend to be still around for our 30th, and we're making the moves to make those things happen. So
I love the taquito with each beer. I think that it reminds me of like a European.
Yes,
you get tapas.
The aperitiva, or the aperitiva, where you just go in for happy hour and you're like, oh, you're giving me chips and almonds and peanuts and little things to snack on, because a taquito is probably what, 50 cents?
Yeah, whatever, at the end of the day, it's like it's like the old buffets they used to have for bars here in America. You go and you could basically have a free lunch as long as you bought beer.
That was a thing?
Oh yeah. That's when you see buffet written anywhere or they talk about it, that's what that's all about. They put out food. Now, it was very salty food, it was very inexpensive food, but it was food that keeps you coming. We've been doing that at Fong's for a while. You get a slice of pizza with every drink.
I've had
That's our happy hour, and we've had people come in and it's like, "Can I get a box?" We're like, "Okay," and they're like, "Okay, I'll take a beer and a slice." And then by the time they fill their box, they're like, "Okay, I got food for the family," or whatever, or at dinner tonight, or whatever.
And I got Uber home.
Yep. Yeah, but we could do $1 off for happy hour, and that's fine. But I think everyone gets something if we do. You get a free something, and if that's what you're there for, maybe stay a little longer. And they're handmade taquitos too. We're not just buying them in bulk. They're handmade.
I didn't know. I thought you were going to Costco and get them the big old bag of taquitos, throw them in the air fryer.
No, we don't have an air fryer, and we're not. I guess we have a corporate deal to Costco, but no, we're not going to do that. We make them by hand in the kitchen and prepare them for you when you order your beer. And we're actually I'm hoping that if it works out, that's what Tuesdays are going to be at the bait shop. We've redone the menu there. We've redone the menu at the High Life. Lots of things coming on. We got, like I said, the Brewers Guild's got their beer event, their annual craft beer festival, and we've got soccer coming up. I know
there it is.
The Fisher Boy said not to talk about soccer, but we are going to. You're going to be able to watch all the World Cup matches at every one of our places. We partnered with Coca-Cola. We've partnered with Dahl Distributing with Michelob Ultra, and also Diageo with Casamigos and Buchanan's and Don Julio. We're going to have different themed drinks throughout the 104 matches for the 5 weeks of World Cup at every one of our places, and we're going to have a 20-foot screen at Fong's.
20 foot, damn, that's big. That's big.
On the first two matches of the U.S. I think that's the 12th and the 19th of June.
You just rent that and bring that in. You bring one of those fake video or big old portable video boards in. Is that what you're doing?
Yes.
Okay.
And
where?
Fong's right on the grass. And then
it'll be outside. Oh my God, I'm so stupid.
Ross is like, the thing's not 20 feet wide in there. What are we doing?
Like, which wall do you put that on?
Yeah, the state capitol will be there and the 20-foot screen with the match on. And we'll have that first USA game and then the second USA game the following weekend. We're going to be doing some really fun things at an event with giveaways, and we'll have all our supporters in there. We're working with the Menace. We're working with Drake Soccer. We're working with national champion Grandview Soccer, Des Moines Soccer Club, the Menace, of course. Like I just said, we're going to be the place to go at Lucky Horse for all your pregame and postgame. We're the official pre and postgame space for the Des Moines Menace. And
I literally had this vision in my head of you like blocking out all the windows. I'm like, gosh, that's going to look weird inside of there. I can't imagine. Maybe you put it above the dragon. I don't know what.
So, is it all day on Tuesday with the free taquito with a beer, or is it just a happy hour? Is it all day?
So when we open up to when we close, it'll be there, and I will be there. I'm going to be there for a large portion of it. Sorry again, soccer up in Mason City. My daughter's playing, so I'll be going to watch soccer that night. Or Mason City boys here in town. If you were in town, you wanted to watch that. Or if you wanted to go and drink beer all day and eat taquitos at the bait shop, please be our guests.
You might now you've got a conversation for the boys. Which is worse, Mason City or soccer?
Yeah, it's a 2-hour one way. I love that I've got books. I promise I won't read and listen to all the books before I get up to fishing. But that's what I do. You like get in your car, you put in your book, and you're like, oh crap, we're here already. Yeah, it's like you're watching a movie in your mind. I don't mind driving since I found my library app, the Libby app. But No, it's fine. And Mason City hasn't lost, but we don't know who they've really played. So our girls look great. My daughter's on the team, and it's fun. And I don't know.
Good stuff.
Good luck. Go get them, buddy. Have fun.
All right, Bruno.
I'll
Always good
track
to
you
catch
down.
up, man.
I'll track you down
bet.
this weekend, I'm sure. Tomorrow, are you going to be at the farmers market at all? Are you going to be down at the Empire? Is there any place I could look for you?
I love the farmers market. It's a great event.
The first ones are tough though, man, because
there's so many people. It's overwhelming. I don't know. I can't say. I haven't really worked out what I'm doing tomorrow. We are in. I looked at my calendar yesterday. It's flipping through. I'm not kidding you. On average, every week, especially towards the weekend, we have somewhere around a dozen grad parties. There's so much of that, and I know it's mostly my daughters for that stuff. But my daughter, my oldest, shout out for her. She's graduating this year from Roosevelt, and she's got all these things going on, and it's want to make sure I take part in it. She is one of the last competitors in the Senior Assassin. I don't know if you've heard of this, but
oh yeah, do you know what that is, Travis?
I don't. No, I don't. The Senior
Assassin. Good for her. Wow.
We were at Roosevelt. She received a scholarship, and then afterwards we watched her in action. She had a whole couple crew helping her out, and then she had a video ready to go, and she, from up the bushes in front of the school, she got her guy. This kid that went to school with her at Kohl's, he comes out of the bushes, and right then she does, and she gets him. So it's a squirt gun, and it's a squirt gun deal, and you keep trying to get your mark. You have somebody that secretly them, and then somebody secretly has you, and you try to not get caught. And she's like, out of 150 plus, she's one of the last 10.
Well, that's pretty cool. That's
excellent stuff.
Yeah. Thanks, buddy. I'll track you down.
All right, buddy. We'll catch up.
Fun times. I hope to be back sometime
yeah, let us know when you got stuff happening, man. Let us know.
Maybe we'll talk fishing the next time.
See you guys. That'd be great.
Right,
see you, buddy.
Bruno joining us. So make sure to check out El Bay Shop. 20 years of craft beer excellence. Tuesday is their 20th anniversary. So congratulations to Bruno and everybody at Full Court Press on making that milestone. It's not easy. Man. Running a business is not easy. Running multiple businesses is not easy, especially in the bar and restaurant industry. It's competitive as all get out. So go support El Bay Shop on Tuesday. Ross, it was announced yesterday that the Saudi PIF is going to pull funding from LIV starting next season. And not a big surprise, but it's also, this is so complex, right? And I was happy when the startup league started just to throw competition at PGA. I think even though the PGA had all the cards, you'll look back in history and LIV did a lot to change PGA for the betterment of the players. PGA players are a lot better off today than they were 5 years ago when LIV started. But there's also a lesson to be learned here business-wise. You just can't throw massive amounts of money at something and it's going to be a success. And they threw a lot of money at this over the last 5 years. Talking like five.
That's a really good point, Trav. It's a good example of that. Like you can have all the money, you can spend all the money, and it doesn't mean you're going to get the traction. Travis, yeah. I only know about the LIV and I know about these LIV updates because of you. And I'm not, that's not a knock. And I'm not like, fair. Oh man, it has never gotten the hold that I thought it was going to get. And I was with you when it first started. I loved the disruption. I loved the fact that they highlighted some of the big problems with the PGA. It also showed that tribalism thing that we see in every sort of, because a lot of people went, no, I'm a PGA guy and I'll never say a bad word about the PGA. They don't do anything wrong. They do everything perfect. And then the more and more that these golfers started to go, oh yeah, this is a better deal for me. It was,
what else it exposed? Not only that, and now I understand why the NFL goes to Europe, why the NBA it really exposed that there's a clamoring for high level golf in places overseas like Australia, that the LIV tournaments have been successful internationally. They haven't been successful here because the PGA's here, right? But the PGA needs to, when the LIV goes away, but now they formed a new board. They want to try to keep it viable. That's going to be a very hard thing to do. But if it does go away, the PGA needs to take notice and go, hey, they had success, huge crowds in Australia and other places. Don't let that segment,
that momentum die. You can grab that momentum now.
Yes. And capture a market. Do you think they should just allow these guys to go back, or should there be a stiff penalty?
Yeah, I think that they should say, I think they should welcome them with open arms. They shouldn't be spiteful and vengeful and, all the things the PGA was known for once you started to peel behind the curtain. They should welcome these guys back. Do they want to be the league that has the best golfers in the world?
Yes.
Then you welcome these guys back. Or you can circle your wagons, protect the flock, and you could, like I've talked about with the UFC or with NASCAR. It's not what we think it is. It's not, oh man, the best. These are the best fighters in the world. No, these are the fighters that the UFC has under contract that are fighting each other. It's not the best in the world. Because sometimes the best in the world have pissed off Dana White, and so they don't get to fight. They don't get to fight with the big boys.
I mean, if you don't invite John Rahm and Bryson DeChambeau back, and if you make their path back to be a living hell, you're not doing your circuit any good,
right?
Because Bryson DeChambeau, outside of Tiger Woods, might be the most popular golfer in the world.
I almost spit taked you there.
That's fine. So I'm with Brooks Koepka had to pay $5 million to get back and give up so much money. And if you want to do that, fine. But I just say, hey guys, let bygones be bygones.
Yeah.
Come on back.
Yep, I completely agree. I think that's the right way to do it. And if you're gonna be the league that has the best golfers in the world, you can't just say, well, it's the best golfers in the world. That didn't make us mad. It's the best golfers in the world that always played by our rules and never once tried to put a thumb in our eye. No,
because right away you're hearing former players going, well, there's a lot of hard feelings still. Well,
shut up.
But they also made your life better in the long run. If you look at where you're, yes.
There's a lot of hard feelings. We got our feelings hurt while we were cashing these $1 million checks, guys. I don't know if I feel comfortable with bringing those guys back. What a ridiculous thing. And I know I'm not saying you. I mean, what a ridiculous thing for golfers, pretentious ass golfers.
Before we head to break, of course, Mother's Day is coming up, and Fiscus Jewelers is giving you a chance to win 7mm pearl earrings in 14-karat gold. We want to know why your mom or your wife, who is a mom, is the MVP. This one comes from Jesse. Hey, guys, in the last year, my wife, Katie, lost her mother, closed her business due to circumstances outside her control, started a new job that she's crushing, and keeps all the balls in the air of the schedules of our 5 kids. 5.
Wow. Well,
she's smart.
Jesse, that's part your fault.
Yeah. She's smart, beautiful, talented, deserves a wonderful gift like this. Thanks for the great show. I've listened since the beginning on the old station. Thanks to Mr. Fiscus for the opportunity as well. Look at throwing the thank you in for Noel. I like
nice.
that.
And truthfully, I do admire the 5 kids thing, Travis. I wished I'd had more kids. I love kids. It's awesome. But I do like the Jim Gaffigan bit. He starts a thing one time. He's like, my wife and I just had our 3rd kid, and a few people applaud. And he's like, yeah, that's the right amount of applause that deserves. People ask, what's it like when you have a 3rd kid? And I tell them, imagine you're drowning and someone hands you a baby. 5 kids. Good on you, Jesse.
This is not an MVP, but I just thought it would be funny to say. This is actually for a Whoo-Hoo. Sorry, this is an Iowa Lottery Whoo-Hoo. Hey, guys, my Whoo-Hoo is this. It's from Austin. Thought our kids broke their Alexa, but all was good. Our 6-year-old daughter told us it was broken and wouldn't play the song she was requesting. She tried asking it to play the City song, but Alexa couldn't find it. We asked, what City song was and what the city song was, and it was the song from Daddy's Phone in the Mornings when she started singing the Central City Liquors jingle.
Yes, I knew it. I knew it.
My wife shot me the angry eyes, and I doubled over laughing. The kids are always listening. Love the show, boys. Keep it up. Start
the
spreading
city
the
song.
news.
Start
to
spreading
buy
the news,
news.
'cause it's time to buy booze, and there's only one place to be.
Yeah. Keep the
That's
woo-hoos coming in.
fantastic.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Man, so now we got Funny from Austin. We got the Heartstrings from Chris, because with his kids starting T-ball and playing T-ball. That Central City story, that's a good one. Going to
pretty good.
Alexa saying, play the city song.
That's great. Brian Duex, you wrote a top 25 hit. It is the Rush Radio Show powered by Willis Automotive. Tyler Kluver joining us next.
Game on, keep your edge with Body Armor Sports Drink. Bold flavors, electrolytes, and hydration that goes the distance. Grab Body Armor before the grind, during the game, and after the win. Body Armor Sports Drink. Hydration that's real and better for you. Pick up Body Armor Sports Drink on your next grocery store run or convenience store trip.
Hey Iowa Lottery fans, it's Kyle Larson. High Limit Racing is returning to Iowa for 2 races in June. And you can win a chance to meet me, tour the pits, and watch the action from a VIP suite at Davenport Raceway or Shelby County Speedway in Harlan. Plus, score exclusive race day merchandise. Just enter your non-winning Diamond Dollars scratch tickets into the Iowa Lottery VIP Club for your chance to win. It's free and easy to join, so enter before May 4th and we'll see you at the track.
Hey everybody, Mason Miller, sales manager out here at Mini Des Moines, and we have some exciting new offers going on this month. Right now, you can purchase an all-new 2026 Mini Countryman with up to $2,000 on that purchase and 0.9% at 48 months, or lease it as low as $369 a month with $4,200 down and leverage up to $2,500 towards it. For more information on these exciting offers and others on some of our other models in the lineup, visit your favorite Mini motoring advisor in our showroom or online at miniofdesmoines.com.
Hi, it's Noel. At Fiscus Jewelers, we're honored by the fact that our customers continue to come back on purpose, and that trust means everything to us. For years, we've been privileged to be a part of life's most meaningful moments, and we never take that responsibility lightly. We proudly offer the largest inventory in Ankeny, cutting-edge custom designs, including free CAD drawings, and a team that takes the time to get it right. Thank you for choosing us year after year. Fiscus Jewelers, your jeweler for life.
Hi, I'm Tom, owner of Central City Liquors. Our customers love us because we offer a large selection at an affordable price. And to keep costs low for you, we don't splurge on fancy promotions and expensive equipment. This commercial is being shot on a phone taped to a stick. Anyway, we are proud to announce our new rewards program that allows customers to save more the more they buy. So don't spend more to pay for fancy commercials. Save at Central City, where we know what's important. I told you we should have used duct tape.
Buy 3, get 1. Buy 3, get 1. Buy 3, get 1.
For the month of April,
when you buy 3 tires,
get 1 free. Schedule online
at williscadillac.com.
It's just that easy.
Back like a rash you thought was gone. Travis and Ross aren't contagious, but they are addictive. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
If you're not feeling right, do not ignore it. Treat it, but treat it your way. Urology Center of Iowa has a dedicated men's health wellness center designed to restore your confidence and your comfort and put you back in control. Because at UCI, you get personalized treatment based on you and nobody else. You deserve a clear plan, a private tailored experience, and a judgment-free care. That's UCI. Schedule an appointment with UCI today at iowauro.com.
If you've got 5 kids and looking to still have fun without a 6th.
Kids. He's got 2.
Too many.
Oh, stop. It's not enough.
You need more.
You're in
you
that
need
phase
more.
but he's in that phase right now where they're at that age where it seems it's a lot of work. It's the long days, fast years type of thing that you're in right now, Kluve.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is. It's really what makes it better. What makes it better is when you have the plumbing guy out and he tells you, hey, you need a new water heater and also a new sump pump. Home ownership paired with children. Yeah. That's been the last 2 years. It's really good. Last year we replaced the entire HVAC system.
Oh.
So within
you need to start mowing some more yards.
Yeah. You're right.
That's a gut punch.
Yeah, in 11 months we've entirely replaced, because they're failing, our fault for buying the damn house.
No, you're just adding value. A new HVAC system.
There's
Next, you're going to replace the windows, then go sell for like.
Oh, the windows. Have you priced windows, Kluve?
Our windows are fine, and
good.
I would, I think, and if they aren't, we'll sleep with the fucking. We'll sleep with holes in the house. I don't care. I don't have any more money left, so, yeah. Catch me on the corner here soon.
I've got a question for you. The biggest
Flexing
story
for dollars. Kluver's just standing on the trying to raise money.
I'm so close.
He's a street performer at the farmers market. Tyler Kluver posing.
I'll be in a Speedo, oiled up.
You ever wanted to do bodybuilding like that? Have you ever wanted to do competition like that, or have you?
No.
Those dudes are all on roids, right? To look like that.
They're different. They're different categories, but the best of the best, yes. Yeah. Like the guys who win Mr. Olympia, and yeah.
They're muscles on their rib cage and stuff like that. Like, it's insane.
Yeah, it's I actually probably have, like, if I was genetically built for anything, it's probably that. I have insane calf muscle inserts. Like, you get deep into the world of bodybuilding, and there's like those guys, obviously on roids. Obviously, a lot of hard work. You just have to be a genetic freak too. The best of the best have it all, and steroids and hard work will only get you so far. Like, you just have to be at a predisposition. And funny enough, yesterday the guy who was redoing the water heater, putting the new one in, recognized me from 14 years ago. He played for Ames. We graduated in the same class, and he saw my name on the account when he showed up. And he's like, weird question, but by chance, were your calves the same size in high school? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, and you're from Marshalltown? I was like, yeah. He's like, our whole team, all they could talk about was how jacked you were. And I was like, Jesus Christ. He's like, my buddy had a man crush on you. The whole game, we were just talking about your calves. I was like, Jesus. Hey, brother, can I just get a new water heater? Can you cut the deal?
That's great. That's great. Just make sure that's vented properly.
Yeah, can make sure this works, because otherwise I'm having a bad day already. Yeah, so, but yeah, that's too much. Those guys, I mean, what I'm doing right now, even with just some of the CrossFit stuff, there's every other day, I'm like, why am I doing this? What am I doing?
Can you look at a person, Tyler, like in your CrossFit competitions? I assume that there's not steroid testing.
No, I should be on them. I should be using them.
Can you tell if a person's on steroids?
I think the right person can. Yeah, like, I'm not some expert, but I'm around the industry enough to know signs. I mean, yeah, there's in CrossFit, it's a little bit weird because you're not necessarily trying to get as big as you possibly can.
Yeah.
Different than other sort of places where steroids would be used, like Barry Bonds, Mark McGuire. Like, those dudes weren't worried about how big they were getting. You know, it's like, how much mass can I pack on so I can hit dingers? Which, by the way, golden era of baseball.
Amen.
Bodybuilding is literally the goal, is like, how big can I get? Football, most of those guys in the NFL, if they're going to be taking some sort of PED, they're not too worried about like body weight ratio kind of thing. CrossFit, you got to do like a shitload of gymnastics, a lot of running and cardio. And the more mass you pack on, there's a point of diminishing returns. Like, great, you're super strong, you move the barbell well. How do you do on the 5K run? The 240-pound guy is just not going to do well there. So there's
a lot around.
Yeah, that's a lot to pull.
Dude, I know you would never do this because he's a Nebraska guy, but my good friend Dr. Rob Zadiska would be perfect for your podcast. Maybe not the washed up walk-ons.
We have Jeremiah Searles. We have him on twice a year.
So he is so like he'll go through the biology. He figured it out to where he reached a point on his mathematical equation with his body fat and mass where he could not get physically. I mean, he got it down to like the percentage to where he could not physically get any bigger naturally.
I bet he could have.
Naturally. Like he figured out the entire equation, and this dude's pretty smart. But
I should have him on, Kloof. He's a smart dude. He's a fun guy to talk to.
Yeah, he is. He's very smart. Yeah. Hey, I do want to ask some serious questions here. Of course, the biggest college football story of the week has been Brendan Sorsby. Mm-hmm. And your podcast is sponsored by FanDuel, so there's gambling involved with your podcast, which is fine. I do have a question about this because
which is fine. It's fine.
No, I mean, hell, we've done the Betfred thing, and they don't exist anymore. But
shout out to them because they were a sponsor of us too. Shout out to them.
Yeah. So I read this thing this morning on CBSSports.com where it was the big problem facing college sports today, and they're like, college football faces a crisis with gambling, and I'm like, okay, I understand why you would say that. And then the author, who I looked at his profile pic, looked fairly young, goes, there was only a time you could go to Vegas and bet on sports. That's the only time you could bet on sports. And I go, yeah, legally. So my question to you is this, and I've told my Grandview stories back from 1989 through 1992 on how like the entire dorm was betting. Not just teammates. When you were at Iowa, you don't have to name names. Did you know a lot of people who had a guy? Did you know a lot of people? You didn't.
No.
Really?
Dude, we didn't have time. We didn't have time for it, man. It was like, and I know you. Sorsby is like the opposite of like, well, clearly there's time to do it. I think there has just been a FanDuel, DraftKings over the last 10 years, basically since my career ended, they've come a long way. The regulations have also come a long way too. I'm not even sure it was legal on the apps when I don't know.
It wasn't.
Yeah. So we weren't, you couldn't, there was no access to it. We could download FanDuel or DraftKings, but if by location services, if the app detects that you're in Iowa, like you can't do it. So it was completely weird. You'd have to drive to, I don't even know. You'd have to, I'm not
Illinois,
even sure
maybe
which bordering state would have allowed it back then, if any, but the regulations have just opened up a lot. And so it's certainly been made easier. There were guys
and more accessible with the apps and stuff like that. I mean, yeah. And I do think
you wanted to do
I think that was one of the things about Sorsby. He was betting on like pitches in baseball. That's that's one of the things that was racking up his number of bets, is that he was literally sitting there watching baseball games, firing off a bet every 15 seconds.
Yeah, for like $1 or whatever. Like I don't know. I actually think that if you're not betting on your own games and for you to lose, like where you can create a negative outcome of your own competition, I'm almost like, I kind of like a guy who jumps on there and goes, like if Hecklinski was like, Hawks, Big Ten champions, $1,000, I'm laying it down. Like they're betting on themselves, like it's not, that only creates him or, fosters the same sort of effort and thing. I know you can't do that, but as long as you're not betting on your own team to lose where you have an effect on that, I actually don't have crazy amounts of like bad things to say about it. I think it's one of those things where as a young dude, college, Division I athlete, campus, you go off, you're not living with your parents anymore. Like it's going to just get, it's sort of lumped in with those things, right? Like Riverside was always right down the road.
Yeah.
My buddy Drake, everyone who has listened to the podcast before, Drake was playing poker later than he should have been with larger stacks of cash than he should have been at Riverside multiple times. He's a 21-year-old dude. Yeah. Like you're a young adult. There's going to be a lot of temptations, and opportunities for bad decision making when you get into college. Everybody listening, including you two, I just saw it in your eyes. You just thought, everyone just thought of some of the bad decisions they made.
Well, I mean,
and
if Drake was playing poker, you should ask Drake if he knew a guy. And what I mean is,
and there was opportunity. If you wanted a bookie, you could find a bookie.
And that's what I'm talking about. Is that it wasn't like gambling didn't exist before.
Sure,
and we've said that. I mean, it was there. Just
but also I feel like that it's way more prevalent now.
I don't
way
disagree
more
with
readily
that.
accessible.
Now that I think somebody did just pop into my mind who I remember talking about having a guy, but like it just wasn't like it is today, where everyone could pull out their phone and be like, pull up your DraftKings, let's make a bet.
Drake's bad decision, by the way, of sitting at that at Riverside late with big stacks of cash in front of him. Those were a lot healthier bad decisions than the bad decisions I was making at that age.
How many drugs can you get into? Bad people can you get caught up with? Women. I mean, go down the list.
Two of those three I got involved with.
Not the women. No women in your life?
None. Late bloomer.
You want to tell us about being a handyman?
Trav's frozen, but what's that?
Trav was frozen. Yeah, Clue. No, I don't. No, I don't.
Oh, okay.
I'll tell Tyler that story off the air.
Love it. Love that. But you know what I'm saying? Like, what's betting when you're 21? What's any worse about betting than going to the liquor store and grabbing it's like temptations, bad things, poor decisions. And I get it. It's exacerbated now with the fact that these kids have, Sorsby's got this $5 million contract. That's a lot of cheddar to just throw into the FanDuel account and be like, let's fucking rip.
And a casino in his pocket.
Right. It's harder than ever or easier than ever, whichever way you want to look at it, to get sucked in. Yeah. But you gotta, at some point you got to take self-responsibility and say, I'm a responsible young dude, or I'm gonna play with fire.
So the draft was last week. KF has the most he's ever had drafted in his 20 plus years at Iowa. I mean, you got to go back to 1956, 58, something like that, to find when Iowa had 7 players drafted. Did that number surprise you? Because I think when you were on last week, you ended with like 5, or you thought maybe 5 would get drafted, and Wampa didn't get drafted. Were you surprised by that?
A little bit, yeah. We talked about how of the guys who didn't get drafted on our show, we talked about who has the best chance to stick, and I think it's X, purely because of how small the rosters are in the NFL and his ability to be versatile within special teams. I heard somebody talking a couple weeks ago. Somebody was giving a speech to a college team. I can't remember who it was, and they're talking about there's 22 starting positions. If you throw the fake football players in, the snapper, kicker, punter, there's 25. In a NFL roster, that's about half the roster, 53 guys. I think 48 is game day dress or whatever. So half of the positions on an NFL team half of those guys are guys who aren't starting and who are absolutely providing some sort of value on special teams. You have to, or you don't make the roster. You got to have a lot of tools in your pocket. And X is that guy. So I think he has a decent chance of sticking. I think multiple of them do. I think Aaron Graves would not shock me with the Ravens, or bounce around somewhere and find a spot. But yeah, it is crazy. 7 dudes. What's maybe more crazy is that there hasn't been a team that's had 7 or more before, because Iowa cranks out NFL. I mean, it's known. It's everywhere. You see it all the time. It's like Iowa. They're producing those NFL guys. It's a developmental program. They know how to put them in the NFL up there. And I think that teams and organizations, I think they see that and they know that. You look at a guy like Carson Shire, who I think he's the 4th guy off the board for the Hawks. Wasn't even really a starter. Yeah. He played like rotationally, played a lot of special teams, played rotational linebacker, came in. They know he's going to be a stud. They see, he tested off the charts too. It's like that. You hear Logan Jones talking in his Bears interview. He's like, hey, KF runs a NFL program. Like, these guys don't have a lot of money to waste or time to waste in the NFL. They want guys who are going to be valuable for them. They're not going to miss. They're going to come in. They're going to do things right. Go to the place.
It's funny you mentioned Carson, because when that happened, I was like, huh? Who?
Yeah. A lot of people are probably like, wait, who's that?
Were you surprised at how early Caden Weegan went? I didn't.
Yes.
I didn't. Yep, that was another one that I was very happy for him. I loved the fact that he was golfing with his boys when he got the phone call.
Great.
That was awesome.
Yeah, really surprised.
You ever been with a guy that got drafted?
What?
You ever been with a guy when he got drafted? You know what I mean? Like
No.
Okay. All right.
I think at one point we were gonna like hang out with Josie, but I think he went back to Decorah when that year. Yeah, Weechen was surprising. I think when I saw 4, and I think the Steelers Steelers fans were a little surprised too. They're like, could we have gotten this guy maybe in the 6th round? But that happens in the NFL. Same thing happened with Logan Jones. Logan and Dunker were sort of projected to go opposite of each other. And the Bears, you saw the articles, they fell in love with Logan in the process. And they're like, that's our guy. They don't care about projections. If they fall in love during the process with a guy, they're going to go get him. And the Steelers liked Weechen. I believe they were the worst team in the league last year as far as kick and punt returns. So they need him. And they went and got him. And highest drafted wide receiver since, I don't know, maybe in the KF era, I think. I think Tim Dwight was the last higher drafted.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Wow. I didn't know that.
And it's not for his wide receiving, but I do think he'll actually be a gadget guy. They figure out ways to use talent.
It's like you just said with X, man. He's going to have to use all those tools that he's got in one. Yeah, his special teams and can. Yeah, it seems to me like he didn't maybe have the possession skills of like a Wes Welker, but that
you never know though. Like, you get him in an offense and a system with a quarterback where they get him in space, they get him open. I mean, they really liked his route running and what he did at the Senior Bowl against other Division I competition DBs. He can create space. Our passing game in Iowa is not, it's nothing to write home about. Everybody knows that. It's getting better. Might be better this season even more. But with Weechen, you never know. He gets into the league, he might turn into a Wes Welker. And then it'll be the whole story will be like, wow, we wasted him at Iowa. What we could have done if we were
listen, I'll be honest, Tyler, and this is something maybe I should talk to you about and have you kind of walk me away from my opinion on this, because my buddies that like Trav that are really excited about this, like, oh man, isn't this great that the Hawkeyes got 7 guys drafted? And you look back at the last 50 years and how many players have been drafted, or just in the Kirk Ferentz era in the last 20 years. Man, they're in rare air. It's like Alabama, Georgia, LSU. It's the premier cream of the crop programs that are always in contention for national titles, that are every year in contention for conference titles. And then there's Iowa. And there's a part of me that sees that and goes, damn it, I'm not an NFL fan. I'm a Hawkeye fan. I don't have a favorite NFL team that I'm like, okay, now I can cheer for Caden Weegan wearing the black and gold again. No, there's a part of me that hears that and goes, shit, man, how are we not in those conversations when we've got all that talent that's preparing for the NFL? And I go back and forth with what Kirk Ferentz's job is. I really do. Is Kirk Ferentz's job to get these guys ready for the NFL, or is his job to win games at Iowa? Or is it both? Is it a 40-60? But as a Hawkeye fan, I care about Iowa winning on Saturdays, and I care about Iowa competing on a big national level, and I don't get that.
Okay. Sounds like a you problem. Kirk's won a lot of games at Iowa, Ross.
He has won a lot of games at Iowa. He hasn't won at the level that those other teams that have produced that NFL talent have.
Yep. And so, in my opinion, this you're starting with the wrong basis and then looking at the other product as like, why not?
Okay.
And you just have it backwards. This is the way that you should frame this is, wow, look at all these teams that have national talent, and we're up there with them on producing those athletes. We're outperforming who we are and our abilities
In
far as
in-
the next
in-
level. And there's
in
also
the metric that I don't care about. In the metric that I didn't.
right. So
I'm not
why
a
would
Hawkeye
why would you use that as then the reason why you're sad when you flip it the other way and you go, we're producing all this NFL talent. Why doesn't it turn into more wins? Well, you don't care about that NFL. Like,
it's not about wins; it's about championships at this point.
Yeah, and how many teams win championships?
Those
two in the Big Ten: Ohio State and Michigan.
Yeah,
Oregon's got all the money in the world. They've got better talent. When's the last time Oregon won anything of value? Right? When's the last time Penn State won of anything of value? You're playing a bad game, and I understand. I get it. I get the whole thing. Is like, well, then why do we even play? Should we just give up?
All right. Why just do the draft?
I've heard it. Believe
do
me,
the underwear Olympics and do the draft.
I've heard it a million times. Well, we should just settle as Hawkeye fans, then we'll just be fine with being mediocre. No, that's not. It's not the goal. You got to understand.
Indiana won.
Yeah, I mean, you're talking about a literal movie script that they're about to write in Indiana.
Very true.
So it just doesn't happen that way. Mark Cuban, by the way, has a lot of money. So we can go down the nuanced factors there. It's a thing where, yes, we have 7 draft picks. Like, shit, well, with everybody else that has 7 draft picks, why aren't we winning at the same rate as them? Go check the wins. You'll find we're actually much closer than you think.
Very close. I can't deny that.
As far as the national championship or the Big Ten championship, no, we don't have as many of those probably as you'd like. It's a confirmation sort of fan bias there of go to those other programs and talk and sit in a forum with them for a while. You're going to figure out that they don't have as many championships as they want either.
You're right.
And Ross,
a good point.
What might throw it in there is that with the exception of the Michigan State game, you wish the Big Ten title games they were in were more competitive instead of.
Sure. Yeah. You've got these two. Yeah. There's a little bit of like these 21 and 23 when we went. You were, there was a couple times where you're like, that it just wasn't even close. And yeah, there's no real excuse for that. We were in a weaker West those couple years, went up against a couple dogs, and those are the dark years that I talk about. The other thing with though is those programs, the reason why we compete and have so many great things, as far as NFL production, is because of the way the program is set up. Guys stay in the program. They do the right things. They become those people that the NFL organizations want. And that's why we are able to compete numbers-wise. We don't have those guys right away when they come to the program. All those other programs do.
They're
they have
recruiting
the
guys that are NFL talent.
So if you look at the talent in our senior class, sure, we've got 7 just like they've got 7. Go down to the junior class. Our guys aren't there yet. They need another year to become that NFL guy. Alabama, Miami, all those teams, they've got another 7 NFL-ready guys. They're not developing. They're just there. They're going to be in college, so like.
See, this is why I asked you.
All right, Tyler, have a great weekend.
Thanks, Tyler.
Go mow some yards, and we'll see you next Friday.
Okay, I will.
See ya.
Bye, buddy.
Tyler Kluver joining us. Fun week on the Rush Radio Show. Thank you to Jamie Pollard. Thank you to Keith Mondillo. Thank you to Bruno. Thank you to Tyler Kluver. Have a great weekend, everybody. Do some fun stuff. Ross, enjoy your comedy show tonight, man.
Oh, yeah, tomorrow night.
Or tomorrow night.
Yeah, hear about it. We have a great weekend also, buddy. I'll talk to you soon, okay?
It's the Rush Radio Show powered by Willis Automotive.
Start spreading the news, cause it's time to buy booze, and there's only one place to be. You can see all your friends, the good times never end, unless you're just loitering. It's Central City, we can make your dreams come true. No guarantee your dreams will come true. Central City, all this booze is waiting for you. Look at all this booze.
Hi, Noel from Fiscus Jewelers. Thinking about popping the question? Take their breath away with a diamond you can trust. Rare and forever natural diamonds. Thoughtfully selected and pre-screened using advanced technology. If you don't see exactly what you're looking for, we'll custom design it together. Our experienced team is here to help you create something truly meaningful. And let's not forget about the guys. We proudly offer the largest selection of men's wedding bands around. Fiscus Jewelers, your jeweler for life.
Hey everybody, Mason Miller, sales manager out here at Willis Infinity, and this month we have some exciting new offers going on. Take advantage of up to $6,000 in retail cash on an all-new 2026 QX60, or lease a QX60 autograph for as low as $799 with $39.99 down. Also, on this beautiful QX80, take advantage of up to $9,000 in retail cash, or 0% at 60 months on the QX80 autograph or sport. For more information on these exciting offers and more, visit our showroom or online at willisinfinity.com.
Hey Iowa Lottery fans, it's Kyle Larson. High Limit Racing is returning to Iowa for 2 races in June, and you can win a chance to meet me, tour the pits, and watch the action from a VIP suite at Davenport Raceway or Shelby County Speedway in Harlan. Plus, score exclusive race day merchandise. Just enter your non-winning Diamond Dollars scratch tickets into the Iowa Lottery VIP Club for your chance to win. It's free and easy to join, so enter before May 4th and we'll see you at the track.
Your edge with Body Armor Sports Drink. Bold flavors, electrolytes, and hydration that goes the distance. Grab Body Armor before the grind, during the game, and after the win. Body Armor Sports Drink. Hydration that's real and better for you. Pick up Body Armor Sports Drink on your next grocery store run or convenience store trip.
Back to the rush. Strong opinions, weak filters, and just enough sense to stay on the air. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.